What is up, everybody? We are sorry we're running late. We had a last minute change in the show. Kingsley is out sick. You can see the post-it note he's stuck on his window. Yeah, he's not feeling too hot tonight, so we had to pivot, which happens when you do stuff live. But we should be good to go. We should be good to go here tonight. So I think we're ready. Everybody's good in here, good in there. I hope I got everything pulled up. I think everything's good to go. So sound checks look good.
You're at
Is it YouTube live?
Yeah, you're YouTube live. The Gator. Okay, never mind. It just dropped down. Cool.
No, I forgot to take it off. Yeah, I was just testing to make sure it works. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good. All right. Okay, let's do this. Here we go. And 3, 2. Well, what's up, Guardians? Welcome to episode 345 of the newly branded Guardian Down Roundtable. We've spent nearly 7 years as the Guardian Down cast show focusing on Destiny, but now we're taking a 30,000-foot view of the entire gaming hobby. Every week, my co-host Kingsley Mack and I sit down with 2 rotating guest hosts to tackle 4 topics, covering everything from the gaming industry and tech to social media. And our mission is simple: to create a dialogue by way of topics of discussion that impact our gaming hobby, all while keeping the focus on our community. We're live every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. My name is Todd the Gator. You can follow me on my YouTube and Twitch channels, and as well as the Discord live stage, where we have quite a few people in here tonight. Hello, everybody. Once a month, we even invite a new member from our Discord community to pull up a chair, and we get to hear their gaming story. And tonight I have 2 fellow Marines, and they've been on, I don't know, it just works out this way, but they've been on several Roundtable episodes in the past when we did our test Roundtable, and they always seem to be paired up at the same time. I don't know why, but just works out that way. Our first guest co-host, by the way, Kingsley Mack is out sick. If you look at the post-it note he put on his window on the overlay, but yeah, he's out sick tonight. He's not feeling too hot, and we'll see him next week. Everything's good. He's just not feeling, just little nauseated tonight. So we will carry on in his stead tonight. I want to introduce our first guest co-host. He was initially on our show back when we heard his story on episode 260, titled Half Decade of Destiny Podcast. That's where we were celebrating our 5 years of podcasting. He's been a part of our Discord community for over 2 years now, where he also plays in our Saturday night raid crew. He's a member of our Patreon community as well, and his parents had the great judgment and taste to give him the name Todd. With 2 Ds, by the way, none of this 1D crap. From the great state of North Carolina, it's my fellow exterminator, Mr. Z0mp1ep0ps. How you been, Todd?
Good. How about yourself?
Good, man. Good, man. Looking forward to our topics tonight. Appreciate you being on tonight, man. Yeah.
Appreciate being here.
Our second co-host tonight is a member of our community as well. He joined our community over 2 years ago. It's like they came in at the same time. I know it wasn't made that way, but he was originally back on our show in episode 261, titled Destiny 2 Echoes Act 2 has arrived, where he shared his love of gaming and his experiences in the Marine Corps. Our Dungeon Champion patron from the great state of California, it is Deadpool-1-MERC. How you been, Deadpool?
Doing good, and I am the only Dungeon Champion.
You are the only one now. You're all by yourself. I know. It's got to be pretty cool. We appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming on the show tonight. It's funny, like I said, how much these 2 guys have in common. I mean, other than they were both ex-Marines, I mean, I don't think you're ever not a Marine, but they're no longer serving, I guess I should say. But we discovered them about the same time, and here they are. What is on the show tonight, you may ask? Well, on the first topic tonight, Kingsley Mack was going to lead us off with a topic surrounding the closing of another PlayStation studio, but I will be taking over that topic tonight, so I will be sharing that with you to start off. Then we're going to turn to Z0mp1ep0ps, who has more of a tech story for us tonight concerning those doorbell cams everyone uses these days, so we'll see what that's all about. And then we're going to take a break from our discussion and check in with our weekly Destiny Roundup, where we'll highlight any news and information concerning Bungie and Destiny 2. And then it's on to topic number 3, where Deadpool-1-MERC will discuss some of his observations in the modern gaming today. He thinks that something has changed over the years, and we'll find out what. And for the final topic of the show, I will present my opinion about some of the latest news in gaming and a troubling trend that I'm seeing with gaming studios in general these days. After which point we'll shift into a less formal portion of our show where we'll catch up with everyone, see how their week is gone and what's been going on since we talked to them last. And then at the end of the show, if time allows, we'll answer questions from our community as well. So if you do have a question for us, make sure you enter them in our podcast questions channel in our Discord community. And that's discord.gg/GuardianDownCast. And we might actually read them live on the show. You can also send us an email or a voicemail. Just go to GuardianDownCast.com to do that. All right, so if everyone's ready, let's roll. Okay, talking about a topic that I just crammed on that Kingsley was going to do. So, yeah. I think we're good. We'll be fine. All right, here we go. All right, for our first topic tonight, I am going to take over Kingsley's spot tonight and talk about Blue Point Games. They closed as of February 19th, and Sony has shuttered them and closed them down. It was 70 employees that are part of this Austin-based studio, and these guys are the OGs. I mean, they are the remake kings, if there is such a word. I mean, they have remade a lot of really good games, and I think people were hoping that they were going to remaster or remake the Bloodborne or even the Metal Gear Solid, series. That would something I'd love to see. It begins. It says their closure signals a shift in Sony's strategy, moving away from specialized remake houses toward larger scale internal consolidations. These kind of how this happened is Sony came to them, and instead of having them, work on Bloodborne or Metal Gear, they said, we want you to work on a live service game. So they gave them this live service God of War project that they started in 2021. And this didn't turn out the way they expected. So they canceled that project in 2025, early 2025. And then I guess Sony just ultimately decided to move forward and just shutter everything for the Blue Point Studios. I mean, everybody knows they did the Demon Souls, the 2020 PS5 remake, Uncharted, Nathan Drake collection, Metal Gear Solid HD collection they did, Ico and Shadow of the Colossus collection, the God of War collection. I mean, these guys have done a lot of good stuff. And their first game they came out with was called Blast Factor. It was their actual only original IP they made. It was a twin stick shooter for the early days of the PlayStation Network. But they, Sony says they're going to absorb as many as they can. They said that they're attempting to relocate as many as 70 employees as possible within the PlayStation Studios network. Many of the technical engineers who built the proprietary Blue Point engine are expected to be moved to Naughty Dog or Santa Monica Studio to assist with engine optimization for the PS5 Pro and the early PS6 research and development. Marco Thrust, who is the president of Blue Point Games, hasn't officially announced anything yet, but he's thinking about forming an independent boutique studio. We now know that before the shutdown, Blue Point leadership was pitched remake. They tried to pitch some remakes of Bloodborne Resistance. Man, but I would love to have that game back. I love that game. That's my first online experience was Resistance 2, actually. And Jack and Daxter, Sony reported passing on these, citing a desire to focus on a broader, high return original IP rather than specialized remake models that Blue Point excelled at. So my next question is, who's going to be the new remake kings for PlayStation? Capcom is working on Resident Evil 4, Code Veronica. It's Veronica. It's rumored. Virtuos is supposedly going to be remaking Metal Gear Solid, Snake Eater. Motive Studios working on Dead Space, the 2023 version, and the current Iron Man. Night Dive Studios, System Shock, Star Wars Dark Forces, and Bloober Team for Silent Hill 2. But the biggest takeaway for fans is that PlayStation no longer has a dedicated remake house, while studios like Nixie's handle PC ports, and Valkyrie Entertainment provides co-dev support. The high-end ground-up rebuilding of classics like Demon's Souls is currently without a home. So this suggests that if Sony does not move forward with the rumored God of War trilogy or Bloodborne projects, they will likely be outsourced to external partners like Virtuos or handled as remasters by internal support teams rather than full-scale remakes. So, what do you guys think of all this? What's your input on this Blue Point closing up? I know this happened last week, but it happened right as we were podcasting last week. We heard the news, and Kingsley wanted to jump on it and talk about it. So, what do you guys think of this, man? Is this going to be a big blow to Sony and to the PlayStation Studios?
I'm not a big PlayStation guy, but I mean,
yeah,
all of these games are familiar. I'm familiar with, you know.
I've got the Demon's Souls remake. I've got it on my PS5.
I don't think I ever played that. I was a huge Metal Gear Solid fan, though.
Yeah, I was too.
And you know, they helped with Titanfall even, which was on the Xbox, obviously.
They said that was unportable, but they did it. They were able to get it to work. Yeah.
But not having a dedicated studio to do remakes, it might hurt them in the long run. You know, I hate to say it, but a lot of people put money into remakes and just for the nostalgia factor, you know.
Yeah, I feel like it's a low blow for some of us that like those old games. Like I have Demon Souls. I like a lot of those remakes that they've done. They're really great. And they actually make them a lot better than what you expected with how they remastered a lot of the stuff. It just sucks that they're no longer around. But my concern is like, I know they said they're going to try to absorb as many of them, but where can they place them? You know, I know Naughty Dog. Earlier today when I was I got a notification that Naughty Dog's hiring, so they opened up like a bunch of positions.
Right.
So I know probably they're going to send some of them over to Naughty Dog, but like, could we use some of that talent in like Bungie or any of the other studios? You know, because that talent probably would actually increase some of the stuff that we have, some of the issues that we have going on in Bungie and all the other studios. Not all the studios are having issues, but you know, like if there was any issues, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be some brain drain for Sony. I mean, these are talented people, man. They've been doing it for a long time, and I just this kind of gives me pause because you know, Sony acquired Bungie just not long ago, and Blue Point was just acquired, by the way, not long ago. And now I was all confident that Sony would never get rid of Bungie, but now you got to think about it. You know, if they're getting rid of Blue Point Games, I really hope this server slam works good this weekend.
Yeah. Who knows? It could be some kind of like crazy restructuring they're trying to do to shrink all the studios and minimize all the studios, because they have a lot of studios.
Yeah, they do.
If they minimize all their studios and now they have less studios to worry about, and they can actually have better product come out, possibly. Hopefully that's what their game plan is, to get better product. So that way they don't have no more issues like failing games like Conquered or any of those other games that failed.
Yeah.
You know, so, but I think it's going to be crazy because like I was looking forward for another Bloodborne or another game for them to remaster. Like I'm huge on God of War. I love PlayStation. I still play some of the PlayStation games, even though I got a PC now.
Yeah.
But you know, it's just.
But God of War games are coming to more and more are coming to PC too. So.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get them on the PC. Some of them.
But it's the nostalgia of playing. It's the nostalgia of playing it on a PlayStation. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was.
I got to try to play it yourself.
Yeah.
It's the same, not on the PlayStation. So.
Well, I want to make sure I mention that story tonight because that was the one Kingsley was going to talk about tonight. So if you guys don't have any more to say about it, we'll just keep moving here and keep trucking. Just wanted to mention that. I'm sure it's old news now because it happened just last week when we were in the midst of podcasting. So, okay, good deal. Well, we will move on to our second topic right after this. All right, Zombie, you ready, man? Let me get you set up here.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. 3, 2. All right, on to our second topic tonight, and it is Z0mp1ep0ps. He wants to check in with the roundtable, and what do you got for us, man?
The big to-do about the Ring cameras, and they had an ad during the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. So I don't know, but it apparently was not well received. Even though it was, I guess, so people could find lost animals, lost dogs, lost kids, maybe even.
Yeah.
Using everybody's cameras, mixed with this company called Flock, which they have a bunch of cameras, like CCTVs around cities, and they do a lot of the stoplights, and speed cameras and stuff.
Oh, I know they did those.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. Or at least they use the software from them. So they were partnering it up with doorbell cameras, Ring, so they could find lost animals, or people or whatever. But since it was not well received, a lot of people were up in arms about it. They have now canceled their partnership. I guess a lot of people were looking at it as, why do you have access to our cameras? You shouldn't have access to our cameras to look for anything, honestly. So I don't know. What are your guys' opinions on all of this?
Well, I mean, I'll go to Deadpool first because you install a lot of this stuff, right? With your job, Deadpool.
When I used to work at Geek Squad, I used to install a lot of the Ring cameras, Arlos, all the different types of cameras. And even when us installing them, we're not really allowed to tell you where to place them. We can give you our generalization ideas of what would be best and what we recommend, but we can't tell you where to put them because we don't want to be responsible for, hey, they broke into my house, why is this camera not set up like this and stuff like that. But when it comes to your topic, I think it would have been a cool idea for like the dogs, because I know I have Ring and I got a notification saying that, hey, help your neighbors find their pets and this and that, and it came up, and then next thing you know, it was gone. So it wasn't there. I haven't seen that pop back up on my Ring. I think there was I think the companies were just the reason why they probably split ways, because they were probably afraid of the backlash they might get from all the concerns from the people, especially with the AI, because there's the AI feature now on Ring, which is kind of trippy. I don't really like it, but it's part of the package for a Ring. Just like if my kids go up to the doorbell, it says a child is running to your door, or a child picked something up and ran away.
Right.
So like the AI on Ring is like freaking crazy. I know that Flock, they use Flock a lot around here in California for the license plate readers and for traffic areas. And the crazy thing is now they're trying to incorporate those Flock cameras here in California to give you tickets. So if you do a certain mileage over, you're gonna get a ticket. If you go 11 miles over the speed limit,
like automatically gives you a ticket. Damn, that's like you might as well
here in California.
It might as well be England then, because England, I remember England, the motorways in England, they have speed cameras everywhere, and it's funny. People have driven, they commute so many times, they know the system. They'll actually be hauling ass, and all of a sudden they'll cut their speed to like 3/4 of what the speed limit is, just to average it out. I guess they go by an average, I guess, as you come through these speed stations. But I just said, you know what, I'm going to just go the speed limit and just be fine, and don't have to worry about all this stopping and starting crap. But I know I probably went over a few times, but I never got a ticket. So, you know, we
I'm
do.
not gonna lie, I go over every day. Every day I go over. I'm doing like 78 to 80. I'm always doing that. But
How are you not
I
getting a
learned
ticket?
that most of the CHP, they don't really care if you don't go over 80, to be honest.
Okay. Okay.
So like if you do go over 80, because I remember one time I was doing 83
Uh-huh.
and I was in between two cars, so it was two cars, one on the left, one on the right, and I got pulled over even though we were all going the same miles. We were going the same speed limit, and I was like, "What the heck?" So I felt like I was targeted just because I have a muscle car. So I was like, "Dang!" So
Or you got a charger, don't you? I think I remember you said a charger.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, all the latest toll roads are all they read your tag now. In fact, I have the sensors, you know, and stuff, but I really don't even need them because what they do is you just register your tags with your account. You get a better price if you prepay for your tolls here in Florida. And what they'll do is I don't even need these sensors anymore, but I got them anyway, hanging on my truck and stickers on the front of my windshield or whatever. But I don't even think I need those anymore because everything is just ridden. It's just the cameras flash every time you go through the little speed tunnels.
I actually
it's
have
the same here too.
a couple tickets from Florida last time I was there.
Where did you?
Going through tolls. Yeah, there was no place to stop to pay a toll. You
No, there
go
isn't.
through it.
No, and more, a lot of these. Well, the way it works now is because they were having that problem with tourists. Tourists don't have these prepaid accounts. So Florida makes a ton of, especially Orlando, they make a ton of money on these speed cameras because you'll get these tourists just flying through these interstates, through these toll roads because that's where their Waze tells them to go. And it is the fastest way to get to the theme parks and stuff, but you pay for it. And you pay a premium if you don't have an account set up, which means all the tourists are paying a premium. I mean, I'll pay like 75 cents. They'll pay $1.50, and that adds up. That adds up because these speed cameras are, you know, every so often. But not to get off the point, but my biggest worry about this, Todd, is how are we? You know, correct me if I'm wrong, but the rings were being used for community outreach, you know, like letting cops see footage and stuff to help investigate crimes and thefts and stuff. Mm-hmm. So now that you're saying they're not going to be able to do that?
No. But I mean, you can still volunteer. Mm-hmm. You know, if my neighbor, you know, their house got broken into, not that my camera's facing my neighbor, but if the cops came over and said, "Hey, let us see that footage," you know, obviously I wouldn't.
So it's voluntary
with it, but it should be voluntary. You know, and I'm sure that, you know, Ring or maybe Flock, I don't know, since they work with the government already, that they would have restrictions in place where they'd need a subpoena or, you know, something like that, a warrant.
I see.
Yeah, it's like that at the school I work at. If the police ever come to our school, because I'm the facility supervisor, so I'm one of the ones that handles all that stuff.
Yeah.
If they come and they're requesting footage and stuff like that, I can't give it to them.
Wow, that's crazy.
Per the lawyers for our school, yeah, they said that they either have to have a subpoena or they have to have a warrant in order for us to hand over the footage, because we are a charter school and we are not going to give any incriminating camera footage to anybody, because we don't want to be blacklisted by the community as, oh, they're going to tell on you or they're going to put you out on blast, stuff like that. So we don't want to be part of the problem. We want to be part of the solution.
So what is Ring going to do in the future? I mean, there's just not going to be any way for them to solve crimes with it, huh? It's just up to the individuals now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's based on the transparency and content. If the police officers come out to you and ask you, it's up to the person to opt into a partnership to help to solve the crime. So like if you give them permission to look at your footage and stuff like that, that's on you. Wow. You're giving them your information. They're accessing your data. They're accessing. They'll be able to use all that stuff.
Everything.
But I think that's another reason why there might be a backlash. Because now personal freedom gets taken away. So now because they're going to have access to your data and all that stuff.
I know in Florida it's really weird now. they won't let you. I go around with a GoPro in my hand when I'm doing my lawn videos and stuff for my TikTok and YouTube, and I have to be careful not to record like people's addresses or anything or street signs, because there's people out there, man. They'll put 2 and 2 together and they'll figure out where you're at, and they may see an open door or something, or easy way to get in someone's house, and then it's on me. I could get sued for it. So anytime I've got my GoPro on, I'm like, start the video like pointing at the grass. Like, all you see in my videos is me walking turf. It's the craziest thing. But yeah, it's weird. You can't record people in Florida without their permission, which it's kind of weird, because ever since I had that problem with my insurance, someone doing a fake crash trying to get free money from me on my work truck, I wonder how dash cams fit into that, because you're reading people's tags in front of you and all that. So I'm curious. I'll have to look how the walls work there, because I asked my insurance company, I said, if I had a dash cam on this, I was out talking to my attorney on this. He goes, I said, would this dismiss the case? He goes, it might not dismiss the case, but if you have raw footage of the actual accident, and you were able to produce it in decent quality, I said, usually most judges will just throw out the case. So I guess it's not legally binding, but anything that'll help you, I guess, is better than nothing. Because, it's a no-fault state, which means it's your word against the other person's, whether they did harm or you did harm or whatever. So it's just weird how that is. But, well, I guess.
Talking about that real quick, Todd. The dash cams. I used to work in insurance too. So,
okay.
Like a jack of all trades.
Yeah. What's up?
When I worked insurance, dash cams will actually help us to identify the actual date it happened.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people will get into an accident and then they give you false dates and stuff like that. Not only that, it actually helps paint a better picture for us too. When I worked for Progressive, if we had that, it would help us identify who was at fault, who's not at fault. Because here in California, it is at fault. So whoever hits you from behind is at fault. Really? See, it's no fault.
It's a my God, man. All of the trial, the car accident attorneys just have a heyday down here in Florida. And people will flash these big checks. I got a $1.5 million for, I got hit by a Walmart truck, and I'm like, Jesus, dude.
And I think the laws are different for every state when it comes to dash cams. Every police car has a dash cam.
Oh, of course.
So yeah. I think there's specific laws to that.
That protects the officer, because he's always facing in front of it. Yeah, I mean, you see that on the news all the time. The officer that almost gets run over by an SUV because it's shown in their dash cam, and you could use that as evidence. JD Kent said a buddy of mine had camera on his car and he got a subpoena for something that he recorded. So it can be used in court. I don't know what state that is, JD Kent, but
I think in some states, for Teslas, because Teslas have
they have cams everywhere.
360 camera footage.
Yeah.
You can actually, if they find out who the owner of the Tesla is, they can subpoena. I know. Really? I've heard of that.
Okay.
They can subpoena your footage and stuff like that.
Okay.
I know police officers now are getting 3D dash cams on their vehicles.
Yeah.
I think there's a company that's partnered. It's not with Ring, but they're similar to Ring. They actually will install it on your mirrors and things like that.
Yeah.
I forgot what the name of the company is, but they're things that are owned by Amazon as well, because Ring is owned by Amazon now. Yeah. So
you can buy a Chinese made, and they're decent quality, 4K camera in the front, 1080 in the back. And that's what I have. I have rear view and front view and rear view. And that way, if someone hits you in the back, you got footage as well. And it records 2 separate videos. It has a screen on screen, like a picture in picture on it. And I think I paid like $115. I mean, $115, if that saves me thousands and thousands of dollars from someone just trying to take advantage of you, and those people who do the fast slam on the brakes, or the setup accidents where there's a car in front and back, you have evidence to protect yourself. Because let me tell you, man, if you live in Florida, get a damn dash cam, because it is just insane how bad the fraud is in Florida. I mean, think about it, man. We're a melting pot in Florida. You got blue hairs driving on the road that don't even know who the hell's around them. You got people from all parts of the world driving there. I mean, I had this one guy behind me. He was from Mexico. I think he was from Mexico, but he just ran up on me and just nudged my car. And I had to get out and say, "Hey man, what's going on?" Didn't speak English or anything, but I guess that's how they drive in their country. They're used to just pushing everybody along. I'm like, dude, this is America, man. You hit this bumper, that's $500 at least. But you know, Florida's just a melting pot of people. So you just never know. And then you got, you know, of course you got the younger kids who, I used to be one of those kids, you know, drive with their hair on fire all the time because they were always in a rush to nowhere. And you know, I've caused a bunch of dumb accidents before. So they didn't have they didn't have cameras back then, but now they do, man. And I even put on my work truck, and I know it sounds tacky, I put Smile, you're on camera, up in my top of my windshield, so when people are in front of me and cut me off, I'll kind of act like I'm taking their picture with my camera, like the camera's sitting right there in my dash, like I'm gonna get their tag number or something, just to freak them out a little. But I don't ever do that. But I have the footage if you know something ever happens. Anyway, we got off topic on that. Sorry about that. All right, thanks, Todd. Good topic, man. I appreciate that. Let us take a break real quick here, and we're going to pause and just take a little break, a little breather, and see what's going on with Destiny this week. Be right back. All right, let me get this set up here.
Should we pull up the Twid?
I
already got it.
I moved my pop filter just to let you know, because I think that's what was muffling my sound.
Yeah, it was a little muffled. Yeah, the pop filter, just remember 3 fingers. If you're using a dynamic mic, 3 fingers away. That's where you want to talk.
Oh, yeah. My mic's right here.
You're good. You're good. No, don't flick. Quit flicking me off, Todd. 3 fingers. All right.
That's one.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, okay. We'll hit the TWAB first, and then we'll go into the thing. It was a 360 camera, JD Kent. He talked to a lawyer, and they said if he didn't turn it over, the police would take his car as long as they needed it. Holy shit, man. That's craziness.
No, that sounds crazy. Like, yeah.
I don't have a 360 cam.
With your house security cameras, you know?
I guess you could tie it into it.
No,
it's hard to do with a vehicle.
Yeah, because I know, like Ring has a dash cam, but it's not the best quality because they're good for home security, but they have their dash cam is not the best. Like they have one, but it's not the best. I mean, my camera says it's 4K. You can see the detail in the cars, and you can read the tag. As long as you can read the tag and stuff, I guess that's all that matters. But they had a whole new story on dash cams. It was pretty good. All I have to say, from an insurance point of view, if you ever get into an accident, all you need is the license plate. If they run away, all you need is the license plate.
Good idea.
Because every insurance company has a way of looking up. We can report to the DMV, and the DMV will let us know who the vehicle belongs to.
And what's nice about these cams is you can loop the video like every 1 minute, every 5 minutes. You can loop it so it's easier to find the footage. You can break down the footage. Even I loop mine every 60 seconds or 2 minutes, I think. So that way I only have to look at 2-minute segments at a time to find out, to get more detailed information on what's in front of me. So I can just go to the approximate time and there's 2-minute files. So I don't have to sit there and scroll through 4 hours of footage. All right, here we go. Let's get this done. Did I hit that already? There we go. All right. As an homage to our roots as a Destiny podcast, we check in with Bungie and see what's new, if anything, in Destiny 2. So here we go. First, we'll start with this week in Destiny for February 26th. It's not really much going on, guys. I mean, it is what it is. They increased the timer for the Praxic Blade time trial to 21 minutes. I guess there was a UI issue they were having, so they give you an extra minute. They also gave you some special tips to successfully completing the time trial, which was I was looking it over. It looked pretty good. One was the fire team configuration. They said it was good to have a Song of Flame Warlock, a Prismatic Hunter with Tether, and various types of Titans. You could use Solar Hammers, a Banner Vor, or even Thunder Crash for DPS. They also said to prepare at least 2 loadouts, one with an Eager Edge Sword for faster traversing between the encounters. And then you need to have another build for just boss DPS. And they said to use the Praxic blade for everything. They just go over everything, how you can use it, and give you a lot of good tips. I thought it was really good for that as well. Lastly, they say to have patience and keep trying, that you'll hit that 21 minute time trial eventually. Just keep trying. It's just getting your reps in, man. It's just getting, all it is just figuring out what you need to do and memorizing it. The new player guide, they added various activities that new players can engage in. And that's about it, guys, as far as the TWAB this week. I wanted to let you guys know the Marathon Server Slam just started up this afternoon. Have you guys jumped into that yet? Zombie? Deadpool? Not yet? I had to work today.
I'm not interested.
No,
I'm not interested in Marathon.
Okay. The worlds look gorgeous, man.
But I can't tell you that I did that the dungeon run.
You did the 20-minute
blade? Me and my buddies.
Yeah.
We did it 18.
Holy shit, man! I guess it is possible. Sweet.
It says 18. It said 18. It said 18 on screen, but when we went on to what's that? The website where it says 19 minutes. So we still
that's
got
awesome,
it.
Dude.
So yeah,
dude, that's awesome.
We did 3 warlocks.
3 warlocks,
2 void warlocks, and I did my prismatic.
Prismatic. Okay. Do you do needle storm?
Yeah. So I had to build. No, I did the Song of Flame.
Oh, okay. That's what they said to use.
With my arc buddy and my Gillian.
Okay.
That's what I used. And
you.
my two other buddies use their controversial holds.
Oh man, that grenade build is still crazy. That I mean, you just grenades for days, and it does so much DPS, does so much damage. Did you use? I'm sure they used the controversial holds and the scatter grenades on the dungeon boss at the end. Yep. I heard that's the best way to get DPS.
We one phase the last boss. We one phase the second boss, and we got all the walkers down all around the same time.
Dude, that's awesome. Congrats, man.
It was pretty quick.
That's pretty good. Yeah. They did show, by the way, in the TWAB this week, they showed several people who recorded their runs. So if you want to learn what they did and stuff, there's several videos in there as well this week. Todd, you going to play it? You going to play the server?
Skipping all the ads.
Skip all the ads?
Yeah, I'll probably get into it. But
yeah.
I just haven't had time this week.
It was,
tomorrow, so
I think it was 17 gigs. I downloaded it on my PS5 Pro today, and I plan on jumping in this weekend to do it. But they did a marathon deep dive. They talked about some of the things. Drewski came out with a video, and I just want to there was some key issues, key things they talked about. I just want to give you some tips here. The visual readability. The runner shells are designed to be identifiable at 50 to 60 meters away, so players can instantly understand an enemy's potential abilities and plan their engagement. Build components. Players customize their runners using cores. They're called transformative abilities. Cores, they're transformative abilities, implants, stat packages and passives, and weapon mods. Those are actual modular combat adjustments. And they say if you get these gold items, these are top tier items that are intentionally overpowered to provide a sense of achievement, balanced by the fact that they are difficult to acquire and can be lost upon death. And I heard it's almost like cheating. These gold items are so good. You can do faction progression. So players can unlock the ability to buy specific gear back from the factions, ensuring that a single bad run doesn't completely reset their build crafting progress. So there's apparently really deep build crafting in this, in the new marathon game. And they said the Rook shell was a specialized scavenger shell designed for low stakes 0 to hero runs, which can also be upgraded through faction progress as well to improve its starting utility. I'm probably going to start out as Rook. God rolls. Implants can feature randomly rolled passives, including a God roll chase similar to Destiny, where players hunt for perfect synergy between unique traits and random stats. All I can tell you is the videos I've been looking at Marathon, I mean, Kingsley and I both were in the alphas, and the alphas look terrible. The screens were grainy. Everything looks so gamey. But now the latest videos I've been seeing, man, it is a gorgeous world. It feels like a Destiny game now. So I'm going to definitely try it out this weekend. We'll see by Monday what people think of it. And we'll probably have more on this next week as we get into it. So I just want to mention those they did a marathon deep dive this week, and they were just iterating on a few of those things that can give you a better shot. So other than that, just know what's that?
Houndish had a video, and he was explaining stuff about it. And while they were mid game, 2 of his friends got booted.
What?
And they couldn't reconnect. Yeah, they couldn't reconnect.
No.
So they all had to restart and then regather back up.
Like I said, Bungie's got to hold it down. I mean, this is their one opportunity to sell everyone to buy this game, to pre-order this game for next week.
Like Blue Point.
What's that, Todd?
They might end up like Blue Point.
I don't want to hear that. Remember, it runs until March 2nd, by the way. It's now until March 2nd. If you want to jump in and try it, it's for free. And, see what you think of it. The hardest part for me, I had a lot of fun playing Arc Raiders. And I upgraded one of my weapons so it would have more control and stuff. And then I got killed by a couple of people just griefing everybody in these PvE friendly maps, and it was gone. I had nothing, man. It was like someone got an eraser and just erased everything in my inventory. I was like, what the fuck? So that's gonna be hard to get used to. So,
I heard Arc Raiders had a little dip in numbers.
I
overheard it.
I'm really, I'm really curious if Arc Raiders finally does just make a PvE only mode where you can go and just, these Arc robots are hard enough by themselves. I mean, I could have fun. It would give me the Destiny vibes, early Destiny vibes, going and trying to kill all these Arc units and stuff to get gear from them. But you don't think they'll do it though, Todd, huh?
No, they tried it here recently.
Oh, they did?
As like a couple days. Then and it didn't go so well.
Okay.
People, they lost that fear, the edge.
I get that.
Of being under pressure of losing everything.
Yeah.
Just take your time and scroll around, not have to worry about people. You got to be sneaky and stuff in that game.
Scarlet Maddie says, no offense to Arc, but I agree with the people who say it's a bit fluff. I like how intense Marathon is. Yeah, I have a feeling there's not going to be any friendly, don't shoot. I think everyone's just going to be out for themselves when it comes to, you're talking Destiny players, man. Crucible players, we shoot first and ask later what's going on. So, okay.
It's a different game.
Well, I'm looking forward to playing it. I've got it already downloaded on my PS5 Pro, and I'm going to jump in this weekend, and hopefully we'll have a good time doing it. So, all right, it is on to our third topic. We'll do that right after this. All right, good deal. All right, Deadpool, you ready, man? Let's see, make sure I got everything drawn up here. I think your mic levels are good now. Okay. All right. Check. Yep, we're good. All right. Okay, here we go. All right, it is on to topic number 3. Now that we're all caught up on Destiny this week and Bungie, I'll turn it over to Deadpool-1-MERC. What do you have for us tonight, Deadpool?
All right, so my topic is why modern games just don't feel the same anymore. I feel that today's modern games, they may look better than the past games, only because we are upgrading from 16-bit, 32-bit onto like newer graphics and everything like that. But I feel that they've lost the heart and magic that older games had. Big reason is because of the design philosophy behind games have changed. Instead of focusing purely on fun, creativity, and memorable experiences, a lot of studios are now prioritizing monetization, retention, content updates. So like they're all looking forward for like the battle passes, live service content, seasonal resets, engaging loops, which we didn't have any of that back in the day when games were coming up. You played the game, you died, you started over, or you played a game and then you just keep on going, playing different from different starting points. Classic games worked because they were simple, challenging, and built around unforgettable moments. So I remember playing Earthworm Jim long time ago on Sega, and I would always get past the first few missions and then get to that water area. And that water area, I would always die, and I hated that part. But I remember the one time I passed it, I was so happy. And I feel like they stopped with all those challenges and all those experiences like that. I think that the modern games are too focused and buried under the hype cycles of microtransactions
Yeah.
and system designs to keep you playing, not to help you enjoy playing. They just want to keep you playing, not enjoy it.
Right. FOMO.
Yeah. So there's no more FOMO. There's like it's more FOMO now and stuff like that. But I feel like a lot of the gamers that started playing games from like the past, they're turning more over to like indie titles and smaller studios because those smaller studios, they're more creative and they have a little bit more fun. And I just wanted to get what you guys see what you guys feel about the topic, see your guys' viewpoints on it, what you guys think about it.
Todd, you want to go ahead?
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know. We might not be the target audience anymore. You know, we're getting older. Most of these newer games are probably trying to target younger audience. You know, and I hate to say it, we're getting old.
You're getting old.
But
I'm not getting old.
I mean, okay.
I'm not old.
But I'm not saying that they're not. Maybe we're just, you know, we're no longer the target anymore. So that's why they're changing. They have to be flexible to keep in the market. You know, because obviously we can't all, you know, play every game. So
Yeah.
they got to have their options with the younger audience and stuff.
Yeah, see, I mean, I played video games ever since 8-bit, and I appreciate games that look beautiful, but I've been through so many Battlefront games that look really good, and then you realize it's like an inch deep as far as progression, and I'm sure everyone knows by now, I've preached from the hilltop. I love progression in games. Give me something to work towards. If you want it to be a hobby game, you need to give me stuff to look forward and not only work towards, but something that is going to be challenging and entertaining for me. Not just, not just a straight dopamine hit, but you feel like you're getting something accomplished when you play a game. Now, I'll give you an example here. Early Fortnite was a lot of fun. I mean, a lot of people jumped in and played it. I mean, it had it was very simple. It was pretty, it was pretty appealing aesthetically, and it was all about skill. But now it seems like what I've seen from streamers and stuff, it's all about an ad campaign. It's all about crossover hits, John Wick, Ariana Grande, and it's all about the content cycle, and it kind of dilutes the original charm of the game, you know? Another one is Tarkov. It has very good immersion and stuff. It has high stakes and kind of lack of flashy distractions and stuff. But then compare that to Arena Breakout Infinite. It has this kind of addictive elements like battle passes and in-game purchases and cross-platform accessibility over the whole core gameplay of the game. And don't get me wrong, I like having battle passes because I think if you're spending time in the game and you're getting rewarded for your time played, you got to, reward players' time. I think battle passes are good for that as long as they're as part of the game. As far as, whatever you do in the game goes to the battle pass. The one thing that drives me nuts about Call of Duty's battle passes now is you got to use tokens and crap to unlock stuff. And there's places where you can buy ahead and jump ahead of your friends and stuff by spending a few extra bucks. And I'm like, man, it's just lost its soul. I mean, we used to just get together and play every night, and we would try to do very well and win games and stuff. If we didn't win, fine, but we wanted to like rack up kills on our game. We wanted to get the diamond camo on our guns, we wanted to make sure we got those 500 headshots. And it was all about who could prestige the fastest, because that was our bragging rights, is who's been playing the game the most. But today's games are more flash in the pan and not much substance behind it. And Battlefront's a perfect example, man. The Battlefront games when they first came out, and the Battlefield games, like I'm probably going to get hate mail here, like Battlefield 1, the World War I shooter, And then the one after that, which was, I think was, Battlefield 5, I think it was. Those games use the same template. It's like they slapped a template on there and just it's the same weapon slots. It's just different weapons in it. And there was not really much to unlock. I mean, you'd play with the guns and after 2 or 3 days, you'd master a gun. There's nothing else to earn on the gun. That stuff just is a killer for me, man. Once I see how simple it is to upgrade your weapons and stuff in games, there's no real deep progression, and they've lost me, man. And why Destiny for the longest time has kept me involved, because they've always had that carrot and a stick. But it's been a hobby game for me. It's comes out with new campaigns and stories and stuff that kind of put the whole story together for Destiny 2. And now things are different, you know. They don't have the content they used to anymore, but yeah, man, I get it, Deadpool. I get it, man. I get why you brought this topic tonight, because maybe you're right, Todd. Maybe we're just getting older and we're not, they're trying to maybe appeal to the ones who want quick dopamine hits like these mobile games do, man. Talk about a monetized trough of crap is these stupid mobile games are terrible, man. I can't. I started trying to play one. I was like, I just can't do this. You played all your coins for the day. If you want to keep playing, you got to buy more coins. I'm like, what? What happened to just playing the game?
Or you get those ads that pop up. You're playing a game, it says ad free, and then all of a sudden you get an ad, and you're like, okay, now I got to watch this ad, and then you try to exit out of the ad, and another ad comes over. You're like, what the heck?
Yeah,
so,
it's like Amazon Video. We have a service, we still get ads. Go ahead, Todd. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
I think another. You good?
What were you gonna say, Todd?
I uninstalled. Ad pops up.
Yeah.
I think another thing too is they don't respect like the older games used to respect our time. They had a beginning, middle, and end, and you weren't chasing weekly checklist. And I think that's what a lot of the new games are stuck on. They're stuck on those live service features. Not every game has to be based on that. So you don't need seasonal content. You don't need battle pass all the time. For me, I feel like this is why I don't play Call of Duty. Call of Duty is just copy and paste. It's the same game. All they do is they just change everything on it. They bring the same maps or reuse the same maps, change the color of the maps, change little things, details of it, and then everybody's just like, oh, I got to get Call of Duty. I got to get Call of Duty. But it's the same damn game. It's been the same game for like years now. And all they're doing is reusing content. People don't understand. You're paying $60 to $70 to $80 or $120 if you get the big packs.
Yeah.
For the same game. It's just the same game, and it's coming out every year. Imagine how much you would be saving if you didn't spend that much money on the same game over and over and over again, you know?
And Call of Duty was back in the older days. Call of Duty was all about their maps. Remember the drive-in theater? And there's some maps that are burned in my brain that I still think about today. But now, yeah, you're right. It's all very cookie cutter, and that kind of leads into my story later. So I'll stop there. What do you have to say, Todd? What do you want to say?
That's why I don't do the sports games. It's an updated roster, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of people don't understand on the sports games. You can actually go online now because everything's online. You can actually update your teams. So if you're playing Madden 25, you can actually go and look for the newer rosters, and you can actually download the newer rosters. So that way you can actually play with the teams of how they are. You might not have the actual, like if it's a new player, you might not have the new player, but they do go in there, and some people do customize and make the new players, and you can have the new rosters. They've been doing that since they've been doing that for a long time on Madden. But a lot of people don't take the time to look at it. The NBA games are the same way too. All you got to do is go into the options, and they do have where it has rosters, and you can actually download current rosters.
Yeah.
So that way, if actual trades do happen, you can actually play with the current roster.
Damn. Well, one thing I would probably say is there's a lot of people out there that play the same games and aren't having fun playing them anymore. I don't understand that. You play games to have fun and be entertained. I don't understand people who play games and are not having fun playing it anymore. I think that would be your first indication. It's time to move on to try something else. Another thing too, seek out smaller developers, who focus on more creative and innovative gameplay rather than these big giant AAA games that it's all about how much money can they get from you just to play a video game that they've repurposed from 3 or 4 games earlier, I mean, I still need to finish Clair Obscura, and I'm still probably going to go back and play that. I got it on Game Pass. I was just thinking, I think I'm 80-something% through that game. I want to see how it ends, because that game was enthralling. I mean, it kept my attention, and there was never ever a store or somewhere to buy a new skin or any of that crap. It just wasn't in the game. And it's hard to find games that way anymore, it seems. And of course, you can always go back and go back to your classic games. But I'll be honest, man, I go back and play Galaga or Space Invaders or something, and usually within half an hour, I'm already bored, because I've been there and done it already. I've already played those games. I want to jump into a game and just look around and go, holy shit, this is freaking awesome.
You know what? I downloaded a new it's not new, it's just the remastered version of Oblivion, Elder Scroll.
Uh-huh.
And I actually like this remastered version because it brings me back. Like I'm already like halfway through the story. Because I remember the story from when I first played it.
Right.
But like I'm already halfway through the story, but the graphics have improved so much. Sometimes when you see the people talk, their mouths are not moving correctly, but it's still a good game.
Yeah.
And I love how it's remastered. The graphics are not cornery or have like they're not squared.
Right.
They're actually a little bit more rounded.
Mm-hmm.
So like I've been finding a lot of these remastered games are actually more fun than some of these newer games. Like I was playing the older Need for Speed a few weeks ago, where it was just you didn't have to buy certain things. Now all the like Need for Speed games, they have all these DLCs, and you got to buy the DLC in order to get the car. What happened to earning the car by doing races and things like that? So
right. Yep. I know, man. I hear you. Well, it's a good topic, man. I perused over that article you sent us on that, and yeah, man, that's a problem, man. And like I said, I think this is going to tie into my topic a little bit, because I'm really going to go into a deep dive here on the gaming industry. Yeah, thanks, Deadpool. Appreciate the thing. I just want to mention a couple of comments we had here in the Discord. Scarlet Maddie says, not going to lie, that's something that actually pleasantly surprised me today in Marathon. There's skins, emblems, stickers, all kinds of stuff as rewards for doing stuff in the game. Not to mention the progression tied to the factions, where you can upgrade your character and make it easier to do stuff like traversal or looting. And Notorious Gator said, this is a Notorious one from last week. The storytelling and development is non-existent in most games today. Mass Effect, The Witcher, and older Call of Duty Modern Warfare, like 2007 versions, and Black Ops 1 had good campaign stories. Oh, I know, Notorious. I was there playing them. I love those games. I love those campaigns. Yeah, that's for sure. All right, well, we're going to move on to our final topic of tonight, and that is me. We'll do that right after this. All right, good topic, guys. All right, let me get a quick drink here. Make sure my voice doesn't go out this time like it did last week. All right. This topic's going to get some comments. I can see it already. All right, here we go. All right, for our last topic of the night, that is my topic that I wanted to bring tonight. I actually had a different topic tonight I was going to bring, but this story just broke last week, and we got to talk about this, guys. There has been quite a shakeup in the gaming industry this past week. Phil Spencer retired from Xbox after 38 years. You know, he started as an intern in 1988 with Xbox. As the CEO of Microsoft Gaming, he has been the leader. He's saved the brand. I don't know if you guys remember the Xbox One that was always connected. You had to have the Kinect always pointing towards you. I remember I bought that day one with the Kinect, and people were like, no, I don't want this. I don't want this always on crap. I don't want it watching everything I do. And Phil Spencer saved Xbox One launch from that. He says, all right, we're cutting the cord. We don't have to have it always connected anymore. And really kind of turned around the Xbox One when it launched, because it was going to be a major flop. And like I said, I bought the day one edition. I bought into Phil's vision on this. He's also been known as the one who introduced backwards compatibility and the launch of Xbox Game Pass, which you could say has shifted the industry kind of toward a subscription-based model. He was awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award at the annual DICE Awards in 2022. This is a very prestigious award. He oversaw the development of the Xbox Adaptive Controller, allowing more people that have physical disabilities in gaming able to enjoy gaming. And then he cemented those massive acquisitions of Bethesda and Activision Blizzard, which was $69 billion. I mean, we talk about what, $3.5 billion that Sony paid for Bungie. $69 billion, man. That's a lot of money. I honestly think, in my opinion, I think he got laid off because he has been such a hero with gamers out there. And if they were to actually fire him, it would kill the brand. People would unsubscribe from Game Pass if that was the case. But I think because he was a hero, I think that was corporate speak. This is my opinion. I have no way to prove it, but I think I've got a lot of opinions on this. I think Phil was hoping that Game Pass would grow faster than it actually did. I mean, I think he thought that acquiring Activision would get more people to invest in Game Pass because it's Call of Duty, man. You know, it's included in Game Pass. But I think what he didn't realize is that most gamers only play a few games today, and they're very loyal to those franchises. So people who only play Call of Duty, why would they care about playing other games and buy Game Pass? They're just going to buy Call of Duty, right? I think this is what kind of sunk Phil, to be honest. I also think the multitude of newly acquired studios had so many delays for their feature games. I think Phil was kind of counting on this, helping grow game. I think he was hoping all these new releases in Game Pass would help grow the brand. And, I mean, let's think about it. How long has Fable been delayed? I thought that was going to be out 3 years ago. Also, State of Decay 3, Gears of War, Starfield was originally delayed. Remember how that turned out? Plus, they've canceled, some of the studios have had to cancel games like Perfect Dark, Everwild, Project Odyssey. I mean, they developed that game for like 3 or 4 years before they just gave up on it. So I think all of this really affected Phil's vision of the franchise, and probably why when the upper Xbox management kind of didn't see the numbers coming in, I think they just decided to make a change. So like I said, this is all my opinion and speculation, but keep in mind, Phil was also a huge fan of Bungie in the Destiny game, and he probably wanted to acquire Bungie as well, but I think Sony might have caught wind of this, and maybe that's why Sony, decided to grab up Bungie when they did, and maybe could explain their lack of due diligence when they paid that large amount of money for it. It also appeared that his understudy, who was going to take over his job, Sarah Bond, was I think she left. I think she left Xbox probably because she got passed up. And instead, they hired an executive with big backgrounds in AI. She was involved with Meta and Instacart. Her name is Asha Sharma. And what has the community kind of on edge is the fact that she has zero game experience in zero experience in game development. Kind of the antithesis of Phil Spencer. And the thing is I heard that she opened up her Xbox account to show that she actually plays games, but what they found out is she only made it 6 months ago, and it's a family shared gamer tag. So I'm like, come on, man, you need to get your own gamer tag, But from the outside looking in, it seems like Xbox has been putting faith in Phil's vision, and maybe just decided it just wasn't going to happen. And I've always felt for Phil because he is the gamer's developer. He's been in the trenches, man. I mean, he has always been a champion of making games for us. And, I just wonder if someone big was, maybe it would come in instead, would maybe restore faith in their hardware project, because their hardware, they raised the prices and they're not as competitive with their hardware, and their consoles and stuff, they are with, against Sony and Nintendo. And you would think they would install a leader who would kind of execute and keep up with Phil's vision. But what they instead decided to do is bring in someone who maybe is going to bring in that corporate agenda, right? Maybe abandon the console markets altogether. Or what she could do, looking at the plus side of this, she could actually bring in more AI integration into the consoles. And maybe that could happen. But, Sony isn't really doing much better. It's lost billions on live service games. It's still in this live service jaunt. Concord, Kingsley mentioned, I mentioned earlier, Kingsley was going to talk about it, the Blue Point Games that they dismantled as well. And of course, we're going to see what's going to happen with the future of Bungie here. I mean, my fingers are crossed that Marathon's going to do really well. But it seems like the trend is for more single player focused gaming studios. I think they're being forced into multiplayer projects that are, they really aren't built for. And when there's several layers of management between the devs and leadership, the budgets start getting big, the vision starts to get muddled, and I think it's us players that are going to really suffer and pay the price for all this stuff. Now, I may be looking too much into all this, but it seems like the old guard is just being replaced by more yes men, trying to climb that corporate ladder, so to speak. As I mentioned in the State of the Industry report last year, if you remember one of my Roundtable episodes, gaming companies have been doing everything possible to keep their investors happy and forgetting about us gamers. So my question is this: with everything that has been happening with just two of the major players out there, Sony and Microsoft, I really wonder if the soul of the gaming industry is being replaced by people who have never spent any time in gaming development at all, like Phil did. And I know I've said it many times, but to save the industry, I think companies need to put the game and its players first instead of the corporate race to meet those quarterly investor expectations. So what do you guys think about this big move with Xbox? What do you think this is going to mean with Phil leaving and Sarah Bond leaving and then them bringing in pretty much a corpo? I mean, what do you think about all this, man? Deadpool, what do you think, man? Are you an Xboxer, by the way?
No, my I only had one Xbox and I was a 360. Okay. Oh, I had the first generation Xbox, but that was my brother's. Mm-hmm. Not really into. I was a PS5 or a PlayStation guy. PlayStation, the PlayStation battles, console battles. But I did play a little bit of Xbox, especially on deployments, because it was easier because the Xboxes were easier to use overseas than the PlayStations were for some reason, which is weird because of the different wattages that are out there. So we all had a ton of Xboxes when I was deployed on my second deployment, because that was like the most chill deployment I had out of the three. But I feel like it's gonna change the whole game of Xbox, because you have somebody that has a lot of AI knowledge, and she might bring some good things that are AI related, and it might help out improve some of the game quality. You might not have no more broken launches if that's a fact. But like you said, a lot of the games have been delayed, but I've noticed whenever games are delayed, like if it's an actual really good game that's delayed, most of the time their launches aren't broken. And you don't get incomplete, or you don't get the overpromised of, oh, the game's complete, but it's really not. Yeah. So who knows? She might bring in those expertise of AI to the table. But I think it's crazy how she's only had a family gaming account for 6 months, and say you're gaming. But there's a lot of, to believe it or not, there's a lot of people that don't really play games anymore, that are in higher positions, higher corporate level areas. A lot of the IT guys I know that are coming up, the younger ones. Yeah. Some of them, they don't play games. They don't. Wow. And if they do, it's Minecraft or like, I used to, when I was in the Marine Corps, a lot of our comm guys, they would actually create games while we're on deployment. They would build games.
Right.
And we had this one fighting game where they took every character. Peter Griffin was in it. Goku from Dragon Ball was in it. They had all these different types of characters that are in it, and you could fight with each other. And then they'd be like, "Oh, this character's too powerful," and I would see them open up the code, and they would like change the code and do stuff in it. And I'm like, "Dang!" I was like, "What are you doing?" And they're like, I'm tweaking the game." And they made it available for all of us, and we all had it on our PCs, so that way, or our laptops, so that way we could play with each other and stuff like that. But I feel that that's going to go away. You're not going to have too many people knowing how to code or anything like that because they're going to be too AI reliant.
Yeah.
So I think that's AI comes into this topic.
You mean
So,
I use AI to edit some of my audio on my podcast now because it saves me time, but I still need to know how to edit. I still need to know how to do it. That's the gap. That's the gap I'm worried about. The fact that AI will start taking over programming jobs where all the programmers going to go. They're going to go work and do something else instead of programming. And what happens if the AI goes down? We got to have programmers as backup. We got to have somebody that knows what they're doing, you know? Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point, Zombie. Deadpool. Zombie, what do you think, man? What do you think of all this stuff? Does this worry you, or what do you think?
Yeah. I've always been an Xbox guy. Don't get me wrong, I had a PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2, but ever since I got an Xbox, the original one, I've had one all the way to the Series X I got sitting beside me. This is, I don't know, it feels like they're just trying to get rid of it, the whole console itself. Like Nolt mentioned earlier in the Discord chat, they're shifting into cloud gaming. They do it. You can cloud game on Xbox anywhere. You can do it with the Game Pass. I can play games I own on my phone while I'm sitting in my work truck eating my lunch. It seems like they're trying to get away from that, which it's scary. There might not be an Xbox for much longer. Feels like they're trying to trim it. And I mean, yeah, it'll probably save them money and make their shareholders happy. But if the company shuts down, there's not going to be any shareholders. So I don't know.
Well, we definitely have comments. I want to make sure I share them here. Killer One Kev says there's a new God of War side scroller in the works, I believe. No, I think that was a shadow drop. I think that's already out, isn't it? I heard that was out already. The side scrolling God of War. I can't remember what it's called.
That was me, by the way, but I'm not sure. I remember seeing it, but I don't know if it actually did drop.
Oh, I didn't know that was your name. And then Chitty Kent, in the 12 years that he has been in charge, tell me one win Xbox has over any other game company. The numbers have just been down. And that's the reason I say I think Phil had a vision of acquiring these studios and these games all coming together where people would obviously join and pay for the Game Pass because of Fable and all of these first party games that would be coming out. And a lot of them got delayed. I think if anything, the software failed, Phil. The software side failed Phil, because I think he was counting all of these companies, all these acquisitions he made. I was really counting on him building up a real vast reserve of games that he could keep funneling into Game Pass. And then when that didn't happen, and when you have the usual delays from super giant studios, I think that was probably, I mean, I like Phil. I'm not even an Xboxer, but I like Phil, man. He was always the down to earth kind of guy that could talk to us gamers. And we didn't have some corporate person that didn't understand certain gaming terms. And when they would get interviewed, it was embarrassing. But here's the thing though. I've actually seen this trend before in my early gaming years. Atari, I remember, cornered the market in the home entertainment industry. They were releasing more and more of the same games with very little innovation. I don't know if you guys remember E.T. Then a little known company came along called Nintendo. And it was a giant leap in gaming with visuals and graphics. For the record, though, ColecoVision did try it first. they did make better games than the Atari did, but it just didn't succeed. Coleco had their shot and they just couldn't get it out. I remember playing ColecoVision, babysitting kids next door, and I wouldn't even care about getting paid to babysit. I just wanted to play their ColecoVision. These kids were spoiled. They got everything they wanted. I was like, man, ColecoVision, I wish I had one of these. And I went back over to my house to the Atari. I was like, I don't even want to play my Atari now. But Nintendo changed the game. And the rest is history. You had Sega, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo now, and now PC gaming is mainstream. So maybe what the industry needs is a new company with the same revolutionary visions of our early gaming culture that will force the industry to veer back to making games that gamers want to play and maybe not worry as much about the dopamine traps that are tied to monetization. I mean, that's what I hope for. I really, every time I watch the Game Awards, I keep thinking there's going to be a game that's just going to set it apart. That's going to just advance the whole gaming culture and the whole gaming industry further. And I get disappointed every year. But
well, if it wasn't for Nintendo, all this technology we have, all this gaming we have, would never have started, because Sony partnered with Nintendo years ago to make the PlayStation. It was supposed to be a Nintendo PlayStation, and they went behind their back, and it made Sony like, no, we're going to compete with you guys. You went behind our backs. We're going to compete with you, and look where we're at today.
Yeah.
So I think that it could be, so like I said, there's positives and negatives for this whole change and dynamic. Who knows, the AI stuff might make a change. Who knows, it might tank. We don't know. We won't know until it actually happens.
And JD Kent says in the chat, he says corporations have a fiduciary duty to the shareholders, not the customers. But here's the thing, though. I mean, let's just say my company let's just say I go public. My exterminating business, I decided to go public, and I have shareholders now I have to keep happy. I have to do my job, and my services have to be top tier to charge premium prices so that I make more money. And when I make more money, guess who gets a dividend? The stockholders. It's in their best interest that the studios make games that are cutting edge and that are going to bring in the numbers and bring more players in. When no one plays their games anymore, they're gonna scatter like rats on a sinking ship, man. I'm telling you. And these gaming corporations just have to remember why they became gaming corporations. Why did they get into making games? And probably they remember their younger years, like the younger Bungie years, when these dudes would just sit around and think of a game like Halo and didn't care what anybody thought. They still made the game because they had fun playing it. And then Destiny. And then you hear about all these other different studios who started out very small and now are giant studios. I'm curious if Microsoft goes to more of an AI and service-based model, what's going to happen to all these giant creative studios that Phil bought, that he acquired? Do you think some of these are going to go on the chopping block? Do you think there's going to be some major sales of these big franchises? Will Sony grab some of these studios up? What do you guys think of that? Do you think they're going to start shaking the tree? Do you think they're going to start letting some of these studios go and there's going to be a fire sale, or do you think they're going to keep them on board?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I think they might try to keep some of them for the creativity, because there are some of the developers, they have people in their studio that are very creative. And if they just depend on AI, then they're going to end up losing that creativity. Like in my topic, where if we keep on going with all the futuristic stuff or keep with the same stuff, we're already losing creativity, because they just want to go with what they think is best. They don't listen to us as the consumer. They don't listen to us when we have wants and needs. When I used to sell on the floor in Best Buy, we used to have this document that would lay out asking questions. What are you using this product for? What do you need it for? What are you doing? Why do you need this? And all these questions, just good questions. I feel like a lot of those questions are not even used anymore. Nobody cares. They just go with, oh, this TV is good or this game system is good. because it's based on what somebody's told them or what they're hearing from somebody. Not a lot of people are doing research anymore. You don't really see too much research going on no more. People are just buying whatever their friends, whatever they see their friends getting, or they're just, it's not all the newer generation or the younger generations are just, they're buying stuff at a whim. They're not doing research like we used to. Like this PC I bought, I had like 5 different PCs that I was looking at, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna pull the trigger on one. But I did my research on every single one. I wanted to make sure that I had a good graphics card. All I cared about was a CPU and a graphics card. I didn't need nothing too extravagant. I just needed something that would help me play the game or help me do editing, because I'm going to start streaming soon. And I tried doing it on my laptop. Yeah, the laptop works. But like editing the videos and stuff like that, it just bogs down my laptop. So I needed a PC. So, but like, I think we won't know what's gonna actually happen until it happens. Yeah. But I think it could go either way.
What do you think, Todd? Fire sale or no?
I hope I'm wrong, but I think it might be a fire sale.
You think they're gonna start? Well, if they're going a different direction, I mean, here's the question: is Xbox going to be the Netflix of gaming, or are they going to go? I mean, like Notorious Gator thinks that they're going to go into cloud. The cloud gaming is going to be their big thing, and Game Pass. They're going to try to tie those together. So they're just going to be they're just going to be a service, and everyone else will produce the games.
I mean, they've already, given up the console war, and stop making exclusives. They're all about streaming. You can play Xbox games on the PC.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a way you can play them on the PlayStation even. You can
play they've ported some of them. They ported some of them over. Like Gears of War is going to be on PlayStation. I think it already is.
Yeah. So PlayStation's doing the same thing. PlayStation's bringing a lot more games to PC as well, like God of War.
The only true console is going to be PlayStation. I mean, you're going to have handhelds and stuff like Nintendo.
Yeah.
Stuff. But
you're right, man. I can go right now on my 60-inch Samsung TV. I can pair a PlayStation controller via Bluetooth and play video games on it. Don't even need a console. It's all cloud. It's all streamed through the TV. I don't know. I don't think we're there yet, man. I really don't. I think streaming probably will be the future, which I really hope not. I mean, I guess we really don't own the games. I don't know what the illusion is that I still think we own games, but the fact that we're downloading the data into our console and we can access it at any time versus, the internet's down, so I guess I can't play because I can't stream it. Which doesn't matter because you need internet. There's an internet handshake anyway between, even if you have a game that's supposedly complete, before you have to connect with their network before you can even boot the game up. So I don't know. Everyone thought Lee Iacocca was a genius CEO and could communicate with regular people. How did that work out for Chrysler? Lee Iacocca, remember, was very big at Ford first. He was a superstar at Ford. And there were things that Lee Iacocca wanted to change with the Ford product. And he said, screw this. I'll just go and do it with another company. And say what you will about Lee Iacocca, JD Kent, and I think you're showing your age here. He invented the minivan, man. How did that turn out? That saved Chrysler, if anything. Minivans were just freaking huge. I would never get caught dead in one, but I mean, that was a big turn.
You know that they actually make special motor mounts for you to put a Hellcat engine into the Chrysler Pacifica?
No.
Yeah, there's a guy in Texas that has a Hellcat engine in a Pacifica.
That's a
terrible. But it's pretty fast.
I want to use that Terry Crews emote right now. Why would you want to do that? Some comments here. Notorious Gator says, I still have a Microsoft Sidewinder X6 PC keyboard. It works perfectly. They are shifting to cloud gaming, possibly eliminating the need for a console. My son uses it to play some games on his smart TV. Scarlet Maddie says, what about the game recently called Dino Blade? That stuff is cool, I think. The guy made a Souls-like clone, but it's dinosaurs with huge swords. Holy shit. Original content like that is a lost art. Yeah, so... Yeah, I mean, like I said, I guess we'll have to wait and see, but I'm not a big Xbox guy, but I think they took a big loss losing Phil. And maybe Phil, his vision didn't meet up with reality. Maybe you're right, JD Kent. But I don't know, man. I think, well, it doesn't matter. Phil's super rich. He can do whatever he wants. He's been there for 38 years. I mean, I'm sure he's got plenty of money to retire on him. He's a young guy for retiring, but I mean, he's same age as me. I think he's in his 50s. The doctor says if you're lucky, there will be a private server option where you don't have to play with anyone, that you don't have Halo and Gears is coming to PlayStation. I know that. Cool.
You know, it's crazy how they're trying to do gaming on TVs and stuff like that. But if you notice, TVs are super thin nowadays.
Yeah.
They don't have the proper processors or the proper motherboard.
Are you kidding me?
So you would actually overwhelm your TV if you actually try to do just straight up gaming on a TV.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I have a Samsung smart TV, and it's not that old. It's a 4K TV. I'd say it's maybe, I don't know, 3-5 years old maybe. And I thought the internet was too slow going to it. So I direct wired fiber right to the modem, right? It goes directly into the modem from my TV. I hardwired it through my frickin' ceiling down into the wall on a cathedral ceiling. That was a pain in the ass to do. I plug it in, and guess what? The thing is still slow as hell. It's the processor speed. And I'll sit there and go, okay, Netflix. And it's like, I mean, the delay is a massive delay. So,
and you got to think about this too. Like, think about the sound too. So when you have sound, why do you think they have sound bars? Why do you think they have,
because they don't have the processors can't push them. They can't push the speakers in
So, and you know, a TV is actually meant to new TVs are meant to last you 5 to 7 years. Not even that. Most of them break.
I keep hoping mine will drop forward so I can go up to Sam's and buy another one. Honey, it just fell off the entertainment console. I don't know what happened, honey.
They don't make them like they used to, because my living room TV is a 2016 Sony Bravia, and it's 2026. It's 10 years. The TV is still
a 16-year-old plasma.
Holy crap, man! Holy shit.
Plasmas are slowly making a comeback.
Are they?
I think Panasonic started making a plasma. I haven't seen the TV. I used to sell TVs for Best Buy, and then I used to install them too, as well as the cameras. But like, man, the technology for TVs has just gone a long way, where the picture quality is great. And for all of you that have large TVs, you do not need anything over 65. Once you go over 65, you lose picture quality. So I don't understand why people get 100-inch TVs. You lose picture quality.
I got a 60-inch, and it's just so I can. It's just so I can be in the kitchen and still be making breakfast, and I can still see and hear the TV. And I still got to blast it because it's quite a ways away. But that's the only reason why. It is nice, you get the cinema feel when you're sitting there on the couch. But you're right, you don't really. And let's put it this way: if I look at it with my eyes, my old ass eyes, it's a 1080 TV. Now it's 4K, because if I got to use my damn readers or my actual prescription glasses. It's not, they're not that thick, but I have to use these to enjoy 4K TVs and 4K football or whatever I'm watching. So, and like I mentioned last week, not many networks are producing 4K programs unless it's like the Super Bowl or something. So
they're still running off a 720 or 1080.
Dude, CBS, I used to watch CBS football on Sundays, and it's 720. I'm watching it on my PC, and I'm like, what is going on here? Why can't I get 1080 60 at least? And 720 60 or 720, 720 60 is the best they can do. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm over it. So, but yeah, you're right, man.
Yeah, and
streaming's cloud gaming's got a ways to go yet. The devices can't keep up with that kind of, especially the more precise the games get, and the more detailed they get. It's a lot of data, man. So.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know if anybody's ever opened up a TV, but I used to do TV repair too when I was with Geek Squad. So I did a lot of stuff with Geek Squad. The motherboards are so much smaller than a actual PC.
Probably cheap as ever.
And then And you know your your Wi-Fi modular in a TV is only meant to last for 2 years. They're not the best.
Oh.
They're really tiny. They're really small.
Jeez.
My TV, the Wi-Fi has been out on the TV for years,
Jeez.
but I have an Apple TV connected to it, so that's how I get all my streaming. You know,
Yeah.
but and a lot of people don't understand that. I remember installing TVs for some of the older folks in their homes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I used to go to a lot of nurse because I remember you guys were talking about this in the past, nursing homes and assisted living places. Out here in California, a lot of them allow them to get their own internet now in their rooms, so they can actually use their own internet for faster internet.
Right.
But it still is slow and choppy. Not only that, it makes no sense for them to have that stuff because a lot of them are not up with that technology.
Yeah.
But you just nowadays, like the TVs, they're not meant to last long like they used to.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like it's redundant, if you ask me.
Well, I appreciate you guys indulging me. Godspeed, Phil Spencer. I hope whatever you decide to do, man, you're still a very young dude. I hope you find your passion and whatever else you end up doing. And I mean, I'm not crapping all over Asha's, start. And I don't want her to be the fall person for if something does go bad, but we'll just have to see. We'll have to see. Maybe she has a more higher view, maybe a more high corporate view, and she's gonna. I don't know, man. I think Phil was the best thing for Xbox, but I may be wrong.
Maybe she might bridge that gap. Who knows?
Maybe we'll see. I mean, all right, I'm done. I'm done talking about it, so I won't say anything further. I don't want to get myself in trouble. All right, you know what? Let's catch up and see what we've been up to. It's our catch up segment next. All right, let's see. We'll start with you guys. What you guys been doing? You guys good? Everybody good?
Yeah.
We're making good time. It's good. Good. We'll actually get to some questions tonight. All right, here we go. All right, it is our catch-up segment of our show. I did want to give a shout-out, though, before we get started with that. A shout-out to our newest community moderator. She finally said yes, guys. Allocate. She's been so active in our community. She's helped so many new members out there find their way that it only felt right to ask her once again to join our team. So thank you, Allocate. She's officially a mod in our Discord now and can help out all those new members coming in and knowing where to put them and how they have to find their way, hold their hand, help them find their way around our myriad of channels that we have in our Discord community. But I'll start with you, Z0mp1ep0ps. Since we saw you last, man, what have you been up to? You've been doing, I know you've probably been working, but winter's probably been a pain in the butt with exterminating right now, man, right?
Terrible. So I imagine you keep a rig in the back of your truck.
Yeah.
I just spent the whole day working on mine because it froze and stuff.
Dang.
But yeah, busy with work and been playing some Arc Raiders. Been doing some Division 2 with Kingsley. Nolt.
Notorious playing too? Okay. Nice.
I think I'm pretty sure it was him. It was a little bit, but other than that, been trying to get on the weekly Wednesday night raids, but they tend to fill up fast.
They do. I saw them in there last night. I don't know what raid they did this week, but we'll say it again. I cut you off.
Big King's Fall.
Oh, okay, nice. Oh, that's right. I heard. Yeah, I heard someone got initiated in the dick wall. Someone got their initiation. Dad bod hero, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they probably set him up for that one, but
yeah,
had to happen.
Other than that, not much. Almost done with Fallout. Season on Fallout.
It's good series
so far. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, man. Deadpool, I'll go to you, man. What have you been doing since we caught up with you last time? What's going on? What are you playing? What are you watching? What have you been doing in life, man?
Been doing a lot. As you know, working at a school is kind of tough because I know your wife works at a school.
Yeah.
I don't teach. I'm just a facility supervisor, so I'm responsible for all the buildings and stuff and
Do you
everything.
take care of tech stuff?
No, I do all the facility stuff. So buildings,
Oh.
all the maintenance stuff. So
Okay, got you.
And then I'm in charge of custodians too.
Sweet, man.
But I've been playing Destiny as much as I can. Been taking my clan members through dungeons and whatever they want to go through. I know they want to start doing raids, and I can teach them most of the raids that I've done. But like I just gotta make sure that we all have time and stuff like that. I've been watching shows. I finished Fallout, which is really good. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but it's really good. Watched a bunch of movies. I've been keeping up with a lot of things. Watched Black Phone 2. That's Black Phone 2 is kind of weird.
What would you think about that? Because I saw Black Phone, the first Black Phone, and it 2 was just they just kind of went straight to horror. It's like straight horror.
Yeah. I love horror movies, so
Yeah.
that's my thing. I love horror movies, and it was weird at first. Like I was like, what the heck is going on? And it was just like it was off the wall. I was like, this is awesome. This is cool. I like this. It's better than some of the other horror movies I've seen. I enjoyed every moment of it. I don't know which one I would say is better than the other, but I do like both of them. I think the second one might be a little bit better,
Right.
but that's just my opinion. And I've just been chilling, relaxing.
Yeah, I mean,
So
not to go back to Black Phone. The first Black Phone was about a child abduction. It was a suspense movie. It wasn't really total horror, but we saw the previews so many times of the second one. And I said, nah, they just kind of went off the rails there on this one. They kind of went away from, anyway.
but it kept you on your toes. The other movie you mentioned it a while back with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. It's on Netflix. I can't remember the name of it, but it was a police one. That one had me confused. I was like, what the heck? Like I didn't know who was bad. I didn't know who was good. And at the end, you're like, oh wow, really? So it was an interesting movie for that one.
Okay.
And I saw the new Predator movie, Badlands.
Oh yeah. What'd you think of that?
I really enjoyed it. I liked it because it gave you a little bit more in-depth information on them, on the Yautjas.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know, if you haven't seen it, the voice actor that does the Yautja, it's actually him speaking. He's actually
Really
doing all the speaking. So it's not AI generated. It's not him just talked and then they converted. No, he actually learned the language of the Yautja.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the previews at the theater for that. And I really wanted to see it, but it was going to be really a tough pull to get my wife to see a movie, a Predator movie. She's been scarred by all the other Predator movies throughout the years. Jeez.
Well, it's on Disney Plus and Hulu.
I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it because I love that there's some backstory now about how everything came to be, with the Predator movies. So I'm definitely going to watch it, but I'm probably going to have to watch it by myself. So anything else you've been doing?
I've been playing around with my new PC. Downloaded Destiny on it. I actually like playing Destiny on the PC more than my PS5, but I have two accounts. I'm not about to purchase everything from my other account, so I got both of them here, so I play on either or. So, and then my Switch 2, which you need to get one, Todd.
My Switch 1 wasn't a very good experience. I couldn't even get the Wi-Fi to work on it. It's terrible.
The Switch 2 is actually pretty good. I play Pokemon ZA on it, so that's what I really play on it. Only because my 10-year-old, he's into Pokemon, so I gotta stay up to date.
I guarantee I'd go right to Donkey Kong games because that's what I really love with Nintendo.
The new Donkey Kong game is actually pretty fun.
Was it pretty good? All right.
Yeah, I just played the demo version of it at Target. My soon-to-be 4-year-old, he loves it, and I'm thinking about getting it for him. So
I might get it as my grandson's almost 2. Well, he'll be 2 in June, so it's about a year and a half old, and he's a character now, man. And I told his parents straight up. I said, as soon as he's like 2.5, 3 years old, I'm going to put a PlayStation controller in his hand. We're going to play, what's that? Astrobot. That's a fun game for kids, I think. And maybe a Switch 2 would help there too. I could stuff it behind the pillow when they walk in.
Mario Kart is actually the first game my 4-year-old played.
Nice.
That's been his jam, Mario Kart. The good thing about Mario Kart is you can set it up to where it auto drives, and all they got to do is move the switch. You don't have to, because the gyros in it.
Yeah.
But actually they could just turn it into turn.
You just turn like
easy
a steering
gaming.
Nice.
Yeah, it's easy gaming for them until they start understanding the different buttons.
Right. Moonshine Warcry. I am going to be playing Marathon over the weekend, so maybe I'll see you in there. He's calling me out for not playing Crucible lately. I mean, dude, Crucible's there's no more gunplay in Crucible. It's all about abilities now. I don't want to do that. I hate that. That ruined Crucible for me. Anyway, sorry.
To talk about Crucible, I played Crucible on my secondary account where I barely have any weapons.
Yeah.
And I won. I did my competitive streak. I did all 7 matches straight, won every single match.
Nice.
And I had nothing less than 3.0.
Keep in mind, new accounts, they'll throw you to the easy players. As soon as you start getting some experience under your belt, they're going to sling you right into the real games. Believe me, take it from someone who's played a lot of new accounts. The first 10 games of Crucible are fun because you're playing other new players. After that, I don't know. It just changes. That once you get a certain amount of games in, the skill-based matchmaking starts to kick in, and you can't hide in those lobbies anymore.
I heard the lobbies are actually a lot lower in PC, so I haven't tried doing
they're tough.
Crucible on PC yet.
I've been wanting to play Trials, but I heard Trials is just non-existent. There's hardly anybody playing it now, so I still might try playing it. We'll see. All right, well, thanks, Deadpool. Good to catch up with you, man. My wife and I did go see another movie in the theater this week using my AMC Stubbs A-List membership, of course. The movie we saw this week was not really on my radar, but my wife, Mrs. Gator, wanted to see it. This was a mistake. I'll just honestly say this. We did not know what this movie was about. The movie was called Nirvana and the Band, the show. It was based on a TV sitcom series that was based in Canada about this conquest to gig a local club named the Rivoli. And the movie's exactly this. We had no context as to why, and we really didn't get the humor until the end when we realized that this had to be based on something we haven't seen yet, because it just didn't make sense. It was just so silly and dumb. So as an outsider looking in, it was kind of an idiotic movie. It reminded me of Wayne's World back in the day. I did like how they filmed the movie right in public. As the spectators around live when they were filming don't know how to react to what's going on around them. I thought that was pretty cool. But the story is stupid and very, very, very childish. And yeah, so, I mean, I don't even want to give it a grade, but if you were outside looking in, 2 stars. It was just a bad movie. We are going to see Baz Luhrmann's new Elvis movie tomorrow. It's called Epic, I think. It's supposed to be this found footage they found of Elvis's days in his Las Vegas residency. And I'm not a huge Elvis fan, but everything that Baz Luhrmann puts out is so damn good. So I'll let you guys know next week what I thought about that. The Voice Champions just came out this week. I love The Voice, man. I have a musical background. I love hearing people sing. And it's Adam Levine, Kelly Clarkson, and John Legend, all of won seasons of The Voice multiple times, some of them. And it's just like, I just like to see them slug it out to see who they get. And I always love listening to new talent. I'll be on the Voice YouTube channel, hearing Voice, the first part of The Voice, they call it the blind audition, because the chairs are not facing the person singing. They have to just hear them, not know what they look like or anything. I'm sure you guys know this, but they have so many versions of The Voice all over the world. And I love listening to UK Voice, Australian Voice. There's French, the French Voice. I mean, they have them everywhere. And I'll watch these voice channels, these Voice YouTube. I'll just go down a rabbit hole. All these people singing these American songs. So it's pretty funny. I have kind of taken a break from solo gaming this week, but I did want to share that my wife and I went to Dr. Phillips Center, also called the Walt Disney Theater here in downtown Orlando, last Tuesday night to see my childhood idols. We saw Styx last Tuesday night. I was a nerdy 16-year-old kid when I started listening to these guys in high school. And it was during their, I don't know if you remember Mr. Roboto, their years when they put on these very fancy theatrical storylines and how technology was taking over. And it was the 80s. So, I mean, we were worried about tech even back then. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a decade now. And I finally got the opportunity to see them up close. I got VIP tickets 20 feet from the stage where you could just look them right in the eyes. It was kind of unnerving when Tommy Shaw looks right at you because you're like right there in front of him, like standing up. It was the weirdest thing. I've never, ever gotten that close to people, to stages in past concerts I've gone to, but it was, like I said, it was a little unnerving when you can see them up close. And they put on a great show, fantastic show. They're now touring the U.S. for the year. In fact, Orlando, I believe, is their 6th stop. They're doing this this tour. They're actually co-touring with Chicago, and it's called the Windy Cities Tour. And I think they're going to stream it all summer. I think it's a big summer thing they're doing. So I've got all the dates on the back of my T-shirt. I don't want to turn around, but I have them all on the back of my T-shirt. If you want to know when they're coming to your town, let me know. Just text me on Discord, and I'll text you back what date they're coming. I really wish, though, that I saw them a decade earlier because, dude, these guys, they were coming from me. These guys are really old. It really is surreal to see your heroes that close up. I mean, JY, he is the original band member. He's been with the band for 54 years. And I was very thankful that I saw him before they quit touring. But he's 76 years old, man. My wife kept looking at him and like he had a stroke or something. He was just like shuffling around. And he was just picking at the guitar. He doesn't even live sing anymore. It was really sad. But I'm glad I was able to see him. Tommy Shaw, Lawrence Gowan on the keyboards still had the chops, still jamming on guitar and keyboards. You know, I love my synthesizer. So Todd Suckerman is the youngest member of the band now. He's 56. He was awesome on drums as well. Like I said, I'm so glad I was able to go. I shared a few videos in the Discord, probably whether people wanted to see him or not, but it was a good time. But that's it for me this week. I did want to give a shout out to my raid team. We did run, I think we ran the Verity. We tried to finish the Verity run in Salvation's Edge this week. We got close. But man, there is so much stuff you got to know on that encounter. But a big shout out to my raid team, Ronan Red Lion, Allocate, Z0mp1ep0ps, Mr. Send Media, and of course my partner in crime, Kingsley Mack. I think we're going to jump back in this weekend, try to get Verity done, and maybe move on to the final encounter against the Witness. So we usually stream them. I usually stream it on my YouTube and Twitch channel. But that's it. That's it for me. We got enough time. We're doing pretty good on time here. So we're going to answer some questions from our community right after this. All right, let me pull those up real quick.
I'm going to run to the restroom real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, man. You can leave your camera on. It's cool. All right. All right. 1 second here.
Well, Moonshine just convinced me to buy the deluxe edition.
No, don't buy the deluxe edition. Just buy the regular edition. That's all I bought. I pre-ordered it. I want to support Bungie, and I'll get my playtime in because I'm a Crucible player. But Kingsley's probably not going to play it. A lot of people who play PvE probably aren't gonna try that. I would still, if you're a PvE player, just jump in and try it out. I mean, what do you got to lose? Who cares if you get shot and die? Who cares? It's just gear that you get back free the next time you jump in the next match. I've kind of gotten over that aspect of it now that I've been playing a lot more Arc Raiders, but it does hurt when you get shot. But just don't put too much stock in your weapons, man.
Exactly.
Don't. So, all right, we got a few questions tonight, so we'll get into those. Yeah, I hope Warcry's finally playing a game. I haven't seen him on in forever. All right, here we go. All right, boys and girls, it is that part of our show where we get our questions from you guys. And we're going to start with our Destiny questions in our Discord. First, it's McMaximo. He says, if Bungie went completely insane and decided to completely eliminate your main character type, what would be your new main and why? All right, so we Bungie accidentally wipes our account. We got to start over. What are you starting with, Deadpool?
Well, on my second account, I started with the Warlock. So
You
that's
happy
what
with
I
that
went
choice?
I'm a hunter. Yeah, I'm a hunter main, but the Warlock's just, I don't know.
A lot of utility, man.
Yeah. Especially with the with some of the gear you have, especially when you can have an arc buddy and a solar buddy at the same time.
Yeah. It's really nice.
And it's made my my second account's been so much easier to run all the content because I've been running all the story all over again on legendary for all the ones that do provide legendary, and
Fun.
So the Warlock's where it's at right now.
Okay.
And I'm already 517, and I've only had this other account for a year.
Damn, nice.
So
Nice, man. Z0mp1ep0ps, they wipe your account. What are you going to start with as far as a character?
Probably a Warlock.
Okay.
Just because I put more time into it. I can jump way better with a Warlock than a Hunter.
Yeah.
They have more versatility than a Hunter.
Now, if they eliminated my main character for good and I had to make another choice, I think I would probably play Hunter because that's the least character that I play. And I probably need to learn more about Hunter because I know in Crucible, a lot of people play Hunters because their silhouette is smaller and they're just built for speed and accuracy. And I'm sure I've handicapped myself from playing Warlocks in Crucible, but yeah, I'd probably go to, if they eliminated my character, then I guess I would go to Hunter. And I heard the tether's really good. The Void tether's really good right now. So
yeah, it's really good. I got a really good solo build with the tether where I get my tether as soon as I kill all the enemies.
Yeah.
I do I forget what it's called. Extension. I do an extension.
Right.
It does arc damage to them, and then it puts out the decoy. So they're looking up while I'm dropping down. I could throw my Threaded Spectre, and it gets my my prismatic back up, and then I have a super right away. So that's my
Good
build. And that's what the Orpheus rigs.
Yep.
But in PvP, hunters are really great with hand cannons.
Yeah.
And yeah, you said our silhouette's really small. That's why I like using my hunter for PvP.
Harder to kill. Yeah. I always shoot over their head usually because I'm always aiming for headshots. Nice. Did we ask this question, Deadpool, that you put in here? I thought we asked this question before. I'll ask it again. Why not? If we didn't, just in case. This is from Deadpool. He says, would you be down for Bungie adding an easier raid mode so people can practice raid mechanics without wiping 100 times? I know my clan has what it takes to run these raids, but I get that some people are still unsure about mechanics. This could be a great chance for everyone to push past that comfort zone altogether. I enjoy learning mechanics myself, and I know not everyone feels the same way. Plus, we can't just sit on ad clear forever. I think they tested this with Explorer mode when they came out with, when was this? I think it was during that last, Heretic maybe? I think they had an Explorer mode where you can explore the dungeons. Was it just one dungeon or?
No, it's like 3 dungeons.
3 dungeons, yeah.
Yeah, but I think it would be cool to do it for raids.
Yeah, this is for dungeons, right? That would be cool. I mean, if you could just load in one encounter at a time, like chapters in a book, and just learn it. Just learn it playing solo, learn what the mechanic is, and yeah, I think it'd be a good thing. Just like I think they should have a Crucible mode where you can go in and play against bots like you can in Call of Duty. Because then you could get over your fear of playing against other players, get familiar and comfortable playing against bots, and you can adjust you'd have a slider, you can adjust the difficulty of the bots. Anyway, I won't go down that road again, but I think that would be a good addition as well in the Crucible.
What what me and my clan do for Crucible is we do private matches. So
Yeah.
I have some really good people
Yeah.
in my clan that are actually really good. Like um we have JT Money. He's a Titan main, but he is great in PvP. My buddy Alan, he's also really good
Uh-huh.
in PvP. He's a hunter. And then my friend Pip. My friend Pip is amazing with the bow. I don't know how Pip does it, but Pip
Really?
is amazing with the bow. Yeah, it's just crazy. But we do competitions against each other. We play against each other, and that's how we've been able to get better. I have another buddy that's these are all my admins that I play with too.
Mhm.
So
Nice.
we play against each other and we help build each other, get each other better.
I mean, we used to do scrims in our community a long time ago when Crucible was a little more popular, but it's been a long time since we've done scrims or like Crucible nights. And I think it was Monkey that would he actually had like a spreadsheet where he could actually gather data from the UI and actually match make people. And then the games I got really close skill wise. He really matched people up really nice. Shout out to Monkey. That was good times. All right, let's go to some non-Destiny questions here. JD Kent has one. He says, since there's a Friday the 13th in back-to-back months, February and March, and a new Scream movie about to premiere, I have to ask, what's your favorite scary movie? Favorite scary movie? I know you're a horror guy, Deadpool. Start with you, man.
I'm huge on. I actually like a lot of them. I like a good Chucky movie. I can go good with Michael Myers. The Rob Zombie version's really good.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th is really good.
Yeah.
But I would have to go with Candyman.
I remember that.
Candyman,
I saw that movie.
Those are really good.
That was a good movie.
The newer version, the newer one is actually really good.
Really?
Too.
Okay.
The latest one.
I didn't see that
that's
one.
a Jordan Peele. I think Jordan Peele.
I did see that one. Yeah, I did see that one. What was the other movie that Jordan Peele wrote? It was about this white family was, she was a psychiatrist and she actually trapped this guy in his own mind and they were taking over. I'm thinking they were, God, I'm trying to remember what it was.
It's not Nope. Nope was the one with the weird alien.
No, Nope is the alien one. No, that was good too. But there's one before that.
Us is the duplicate families, and then
Us. Was it called Us?
No, Us is the one where you had the clones. There's like copies of yourself. So there's an evil copy of yourself. It is actually Get Out.
Get Out. That would probably be one of my favorite like suspense horror movies. I'm not a horror movie guy, so I thought Get Out was fantastic. Jordan Peele makes fantastic movies. Zombie, favorite horror movie, man. What do you got?
I feel like we answered this last time we did.
We might have.
But well, maybe not the same question, but something similar. Cabin in the Woods, probably my favorite one.
You're talking about the latest one with what was that?
The original one. I don't know.
No, he's not talking about he's not talking about the one with Dave Bautista. That's called Knock at the Cabin.
Knock at the Cabin. That was good too. Yeah. I thought that was good too.
That was a good one. That was a good one too.
Yeah.
That and Leprechaun.
God.
Leprechaun was actually, I found Leprechaun to be very funny.
Oh, great.
Those movies were so ridiculous. They weren't even scary. They were just laughable. Leprechaun.
I think he's coming out with a new one.
Okay.
I think he's coming out with a new one. There's a new Leprechaun movie coming out, I think.
Yeah. I think I heard something about that.
All right. Just no Paranormal Activity. I can't stand those those spirit movies. Holy crap. Or like, what are the other ones?
Poltergeist?
No. It's the series. Hazel loved those movies. They were called The Summoning or something.
There's a bunch of movies like that.
What?
Conquering.
The Conjuring. The Conjuring. Forget that shit. Nope. That's okay.
I watched the very last one. The last one was actually pretty good.
I'm good. And Ring was a crazy ass movie. Okay. Todd, you put this one in. If you could play any video game with anyone dead or alive, who would it be and what game? If a single player game, you would have to take turns and play side by side. Well, let's start with you. Who would you play with, Todd?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, it's almost like you asked it.
Yeah, but I didn't think of an answer for it.
We should always have an answer.
Yeah, let's see here.
All right, I'll go first. I'll give you guys time to think. It'd be Keanu Reeves, man. He's a gamer. Keanu Reeves. We'd play whatever. Call of Duty, whatever. I didn't care. I wouldn't care. But yeah, that'd be fun to play a game with. Keanu Reeves. I give you enough time?
Yeah,
No.
I got one.
Go ahead, Deadpool. Todd needs to think.
I would want to play Robert Williams, but with his Miss Doubtfire voice.
Oh yeah, he was a gamer too, man. He named his daughter after a Zelda character.
I think either the anniversary of his passing or the his birthday is coming up, because on Netflix and all the streaming services they have a lot of his movies actually on. So I don't know which one's which.
You know who else is a big gamer is Jack Black. He loves to game.
Oh, Jack Black.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he did
Minecraft. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. And he was in Brutal Legend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know who else is as a gamer? Do you remember in John Wick the sushi chef?
Yeah.
He's a gamer. He was in Double Dragon when he was younger.
Well, that's pretty cool. Nice. All right, we'll let Todd. That way, one of Todd's answers in.
Okay. The guy who played The Witcher, Henry Cavill.
Okay. I think he games. I think he games.
Yeah.
Nice.
I played Dungeons and Dragons with him.
All right, Deadpool's got one in here. Just happened to be on the night you guys are here, but what is one game you think is overrated, but you still respect why people play it or love it? Don't hate me, but Call of Duty. I used to love the series, but I lost interest years ago. It felt like the same content being recycled over and over, and eventually just stopped pulling me in. Yeah, we talked about that tonight. A game that is overrated, but you still respect why people play it, Todd. Think of one?
Fortnite.
Damn it, you beat me to it. That's what I was going to say.
I get it. I'm not a fan, but I get it. I understand it. I
mean, it's pretty cool when you have Homer Simpson running down, playing Homer Simpson with a gun in your hand. I mean, that is pretty cool. It's kind of I guess it's kind of a fantasy escape thing, I guess. I don't know. Dadbot Hero. Here's another weekly question for Todd, Kingsley, and other roundtable guests. In video games, we accept failure as part of leveling up. If gamers willingly grind through losses to improve, why do we resist failure in real life? And what does it say about us when we avoid discomfort? Are we actually limiting our own personal, in real life character progression? How would our growth change if we treated everyday setbacks like respawns instead of permanent defeats? Well, I can tell you why we take risk in video games, because you can always just start over. It's not as easy in real life. I mean, I tell people at the end of the show to get your reps in, but I mean, if your one rep means you get killed in real life, then no, that's not a good way to do it. But if it's trying something new and you fail at it, then you just found out another way it does not work. And that's wisdom. It's knowledge. So then, yeah, I would definitely try again and not be dissuaded. I think our self-talk has a lot to do with that. It's funny, if we do something bad in our life, we have like a drill sergeant in our head just berating us, right? But what if it was your friend that did the same thing? Would you berate him, or would you say, hey, man, it's the way it is, man. It's the way things go. You just got to chill out, man. You just got to try again. Put your head down, figure it out, But we never tell ourselves that. Isn't that weird? We always are just the most brutal critics of our own self. That's why we don't try, maybe, again. Anyway, you guys have an answer for that? Why we don't level up in real life?
Yeah. Failure is just another way to learn. That's all there is to it. If you don't look at that like that, then it's just a learning process. Not everybody's good at everything.
Yeah.
As soon as they start it. So.
Deadpool? We are our own worst critic. We judge ourselves too much. I have a friend of mine that is a cancer survivor, and he tells me that he does not stress about life at all. He says he cannot stress about whatever he cannot control. And I've been taking that philosophy from him. He's actually a really good friend of mine. I actually look up to him. Um, he yeah, he used to tell me every day, he's like, there's nothing you can stress. Why stress about it? It's not in your control.
Yeah.
And I'm to that point where a lot of the staff at the school, they're like you're not stressed out. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
I did what was in my control. Why should I stress? Why should I overwhelm myself? I want to be happy. I want to take positive energy home. I don't want to bring negative energy to my kids. I want to bring positive energy. So that's why I look at it as I am doing good. I am improving. I am leveling up. I'm doing everything I need to do. I'm on a progression route. If
Yeah.
I fall back, then that's just a learning curve.
Yeah. It's very simple to understand, but it's very difficult to practice. I totally get that, man. Because I mean,
It is.
when I get really sick and I can't do anything, or I want to do something but I can't. When I get well, I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's get outside. Let's get something done today. You take it for granted. When you can't work or when you can't do the things you want to do in life. And I can't even imagine, having cancer and winning your war against cancer. I'm sure that's got to give you a new release on life, but until you've lived it, it's kind of hard to put it in practice,
Yeah.
till you really get that perspective.
Well, if you remember, a few episodes ago when you first had me on, I did talk about a very challenging part of my life.
Yeah, I
where
remember that.
actually attempted.
Yeah.
That's given me ever since I met him and talked to him, it gave me food for thought and made me realize, hey,
Yeah.
that was my second coming. I need to live my life and enjoy my life and spend time with my kids. Having 4 kids is cool and all. I have a
Yeah.
17-year-old that's graduating high school.
Nice.
I got a 3-year-old that's about to be 4. I got a 2-year-old that's driving me
Jeez.
crazy. My 10-year-old, he's into gaming and coding, so he's like the genius. Well,
That's
all
good,
my
man.
kids are smart, but he's like, just I'm enjoying everything with them. Like it's all about them and their happiness.
Yep.
And if I wasn't here, how can I be able to provide them more happiness? How can I provide them a better choice in life? And how can I teach them my wrongs and my rights?
Yeah.
So it's like a video game where I lost my life, but now I'm back because I had that one up. Like in Mario, that one up, the
Right.
little green mushroom.
Mm-hmm.
So it's reality check.
I don't think I've ever told anybody this, but in my early 50s, I don't know if it's called a nervous breakdown or maybe a midlife crisis or whatever, but I worried about everything, my health, I was checking my pulse, it's awful fast, well, it's fast because you're freaking out, dude. I was so worried about everything, but it's really weird when you reach a certain stage in your life when I don't know if you've seen it all, but when you've been through the gambit of growing up, I live purely in the moment now. It's all about in the moment for me now. I mean, I have hopes and dreams and things I want to hope for in the future, but I don't dwell on those things. And I certainly try not to dwell on the past as much as I used to, but it's a good way to live, man. Definitely a good way to live. Rodimus has a question. He goes, question, is the table round, square, oval, rectangle, rhombus? Was just curious. Follow-up question, is it plastic or wood or metal? Well, Rodimus, I'll just tell you right now, I envision the round table. It's a very large oval. It's made out of old hickory wood, and it's like 3 or 4 inches thick, but it has little cracks in it where it's expanded over the years. So I always think of like a medieval table, like if you were like in Game of Thrones, the tables like in Game of Thrones and stuff. And you have these very Gothic, very decorative chairs that we sit in. And like I said, like I told Kingsley when we first started this, we put a little padding in the chairs now so we can sit in them a little longer. But other than that, that's what I envision the round table looking like. So I guess that question was for me. And then
So, point on that.
Yeah.
You know how King Arthur was known for the Roundtable, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's where I get that.
But you know who invented it?
No.
Circumference.
God, dad joke. Come on, man. It's way too late for a dad joke. Oh my God. That's gonna be a soundbite. I'm gonna save that one for later. Oh my God. All right.
I think for Rodimus, the round table is whatever you imagine it to be.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I imagine it to be, as we're just sitting around it here. All right, last question of the night is another one from Dadbod Hero. As Xbox steps into a new chapter of leadership, could this be the moment that reignites the creative spark and sharpens its long-term vision? Will it take more than a leadership change to truly reshape the brand's future in an evolving gaming landscape? And how might this transition redefine the role of Game Pass and its strategy while strengthening Xbox console identity in a market that is increasingly blurs the line between hardware and ecosystem? I mean, we kind of answered that already when we talked about Xbox and stuff. I'll just say this. I'm not going to prejudge Asha. We'll just have to see if she has some ideas in mind of what the future of Xbox will be. I'm not going to really prejudge right now, but I mean, let's face it. I think JD Kent said it in chat. They've already been struggling. So I guess when your company's struggling, you got to try something, right? To try to keep the brand alive, try to keep it going. Maybe she'll have some innovations that we didn't see coming. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt, but we'll just have to sit back and see. Do you guys want to add to that at all, or?
I just gotta say, like I said earlier, we'll see what happens when it happens. She might bring something good to the table.
Yeah.
Or who knows? It might just flop. So
true. Very true.
Gotta wait and see.
Okay. All right. That is the show, guys. We are just want to let everybody know before we leave tonight, our Destiny contest. We have a Destiny contest channel in our Discord. We have a Destiny channel, but don't get confused. It's a Destiny contest channel is where you need to put your best looking Guardian. It could be any kind of picture, however way you want to present it. But we're going to have a drawing. Is it next? Holy crap. It is next week. We're going to have a drawing to give away the Year of Prophecy Collector's Edition. If you look on the website, the official Bungie site, it's $175. And this is thanks to Amazing Taco King, one of our Raid Boss patrons. So he donated it to the show, and we're going to give it away, celebrating our rebrand of the podcast. So just want to remember, this is the last week, guys. I'm going to say Tuesday, March 3rd is the last day you can enter. So Tuesday, March 3rd, that gives you a day after it comes out on audio on Monday to get to our Discord and put your favorite character, Destiny character in the Destiny contest channel. It's at the very top. You can't miss it. And then we'll put whoever entered their outfits on there, or their Destiny, their whatever they call it, their bling or whatever. And we'll put your name on the wheel of names, and we'll give it away. Drip. Thank you. My mind, I'm fading. It's getting long. I want to thank everybody who joined us tonight, whether you're watching from YouTube, Twitch, or in our Discord live stage. Feel free to join us next week. We'll be back again with more topics next week. And we got two new co-hosts coming in next week. I'm excited. I'm really liking this new format. I love being able to catch up and talk with all of our community members, especially ones that have been on our show in the past. And you'll see these guys in future shows as well. They're in like a rotation, and we'll just keep we might be adding to the list little by little, but we'll keep rotating our guest co-hosts back as long as they want to come back and talk with us. So did you want to give anybody a shout out, Deadpool-1-MERC, before we go tonight?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to all my clan members that are actually listening and watching us tonight. I appreciate you guys for supporting. Also want to give a shout out to everybody in the community. I know I've been distant a little bit from the Crucible community.
Yeah.
Sorry, Moonshine. But I've been going through some stuff. I'm actually trying to buy a house, so that's why I've been
nice, man.
less gaming. But I'll be back onto the Crucible nights soon. Once I finish helping out my clan and stuff like that. So I'm trying to get them in the right spot where I don't have to hold their hand for everything.
Hey man, life comes first. That's for sure. Families first, that's for sure. Zombie Pops, anybody want to give a shout out to? To me? Really? Thanks, man. I'm the best raider out there. Thank you, man. I don't want to take credit, but
Well,
you know.
I mean, you were part of it. You know, the Saturday night raid team and the Wednesday night raid team.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of fun every Saturday. I hope you guys want to tune in and watch us struggle bus and trying to learn the new Salvation Zeds raid. We'll be doing that this Saturday. I think 10:30 p.m. Eastern. We usually have someone who comes home late from work, and I think that Sen doesn't get off until a certain time, so we start a little bit later so he can have time to drive home and not rush home too quickly and have an accident or something. So his job's quite demanding, so we appreciate that he makes it every Saturday as well. That's it, guys. We appreciate you hanging out with us, and remember, whether in life or in your game, get your reps in. Later, Guardians.